I want to take a moment and thank all of my patrons. You guys rock. Welcome to the Twisted Tentacle Inn. I'm your innkeeper, Vase Odin, and today we'll be talking about zombies. The monster manual describes zombies as purely a magical creation, necromancy magic to be exact. It also implies the sole purpose of the zombie is to help do the bidding of the master who created them. The monster manual also mentions that there are rare occasions where zombies may spontaneously rise as a side effect of a magically infused area. It goes further to emphasize that any actions that zombies take are strictly in obedience to their master. They are otherwise completely mindless, and if left without orders and no living creatures are nearby, they'll just stand still, rotting. Interestingly, zombies are still pure evil, and if they see a living creature, they're going to attack it blindly if no other orders are given to them. Any creature turned into a zombie cannot be revived unless powerful magics are cast on them. Zombies are one of the few monsters in Dungeons & Dragons that defy what we have come to know as accepted and common knowledge. They defy the pop culture and Western depictions of zombies, the ones that hunger for brains, flesh, and blood. The D&D zombie is more akin to the Caribbean and native culture versions of a mindless undead brought back by witch doctors and dark magic to do their master's bidding. Voodoo, hoodoo, and other spiritual cultures depict zombies not as hungry, diseased humans, but rather as a magically commanded servant willing to fulfill dark deeds their masters are too meek to undertake themselves. In combat, zombies are relentless and mindless. Once they have a foe in their sights, which is usually determined by whatever necromancer or greater undead is commanding them, they're going to dash toward that foe, taking attacks of opportunity without regard. They won't avoid traps, they'll not avoid difficult terrain, and they will not stop to interact with any objects or terrain features. They are unyielding. Their undead fortitude means that they can often continue their pursuit after many attacks. Some can even grapple the melee party members and stop them from defending the softer ones like the wizard or the warlock, while the large horde swarms and overwhelms the wizard and warlock, forcing the party to change up their tactics. Zombies are unique in that they're not tactical creatures, but if a powerful and cunning greater undead or an intelligent necromancer are controlling them, they can play as very intelligent and tactically minded foes, provided that their master is actively commanding them every step of the way. This can make them pretty unpredictable and difficult to strategize against. When putting your players against zombies, ignore any common sense tactics. Don't swarm the wizard unless the zombie's master is around to direct them to do so. Instead, find the creature closest to the zombie that acts first and have every zombie swarm them at once. Once they're down, swarm the next closest character and then repeat that. If the player dashes away, take your opportunity attacks against them and have the zombies attack whoever is closest. If it's the player character who ran, follow them, dashing if necessary. Otherwise, if there's a closer PC that the zombies can see, move to them and swarm them. This tactic is not only in line with the lore of the zombies, but also makes them extremely terrifying for your PCs. Don't split attacks, just blindly attack one PC always, until they're unconscious or dead. Now, if the master is around and able to command them, the zombie can be a lot more tactical. If the master, for example, is vulnerable to attacks, the zombies are going to protect them at all costs. Use the zombies to grapple heavy damage dealers to prevent them from reaching the master. While the melee combatants are grappled, have most of the other zombies dash toward ranged attackers and spellcasters in order to overwhelm them and put pressure on them and take them out, while the master uses magic to take out the grappled melee combatants. Zombies are slow shamblers and therefore easily avoidable by heroes who have much higher movement speed. Heroes can run away and take potshots without any fear of danger. This is why it's extremely important to follow the tactics I outlined in this video. Otherwise, the zombie will be seen as a very easy encounter. So what about AoE attacks against zombies? That is a definite way to make an encounter easy, but if you're hoping for a more challenging encounter, sending the zombies out in waves is a good option. Alternatively, you can have some zombies buried a couple of feet beneath the ground and come dig their way to the surface after the AoE attack has gone off. With this setup, your player will still be happy to have dealt a lot of damage to a group of zombies, while you as a DM can still offer a more challenging encounter by having fresh zombies come right out of the ground and continue the combat. In addition, you can spice things up with the terrifying Beholder Zombie. This creature retains the relentless nature of the zombie, but it's not slowed as easily because it can hover. It also uses its eye rays every round instead of melee attacks, which makes it a very deadly foe against lower level parties. I don't recommend putting this horrific thing against parties of level lower than 5. Between its Fear Ray, Paralyzing Ray, and Disintegration Ray, it can outright kill some heroes with just a couple of lucky rolls, so definitely be careful. Tactically, the Beholder Zombie is pretty straightforward, with a cycle of using a random eye ray every round from range, or moving towards a target, dashing if necessary until they are in range of one of its rays. If your party is of higher level, you have other zombie options, all of which have similar tactics to the regular zombie. The Ogre Zombie, a large and more powerful version of a standard zombie, is perfect in large numbers against tier 2 characters. Those are characters from levels 5 through 10. Greater zombies, which are found in the book Tales from the Yawning Portal, are perfect for characters in the upper tier 2 to tier 3, so say levels 8 to about 15. They have more health and they deal more damage on a hit than a regular zombie or an ogre zombie, making them perfect but not too powerful so that you can put several of them and still manage to challenge your characters but not overwhelm them with things that are a little bit too much for them to handle. There's not much else to zombie tactics. They're simple creatures, but it's this simplicity that makes them very scary and difficult to fight against. Their undead fortitude is more frightening if you follow these tactics, and I can assure you that players will no longer laugh when facing zombies. I do hope this video was helpful for you. If it was, please consider subscribing. If you want more videos like this, click the like button, as this is what tells me what kind of videos people want more of. Thank you for watching. This is your Innkeeper from the Twisted Tentacle Inn. Check in anytime. I'll talk with you then.